welcome back, everyone. Jaybone here for Smash This Podcast. Oh, my goodness. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope y'all are just smashing this first day of your week, back to whatever you're getting back to. As we get into this, don't forget, folks, all the socials are in the description. If you want to help support growing the product, give them a like. The Facebook, the Instagram, Twitch. Give that Twitch some love. We're broadcasting on Twitch now. We're trying to grow it. Let's say hello to a few people here. Zach Bonifer, what is up, Swag fan? Elijah Washington, yo. Paul Nelson, I guess we're not getting an AMW return. Well, we'll talk about that a little later. Or did you mean beer money? Because James Storm was never really coming back to Impact Wrestling. He says he's always trying to go to the E if he gets the chance to reteam with Roode. But hey, who knows? So, just seeing who else is in here. TMS, what is up? Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of little nuggets that came out today. We'll cover some of that stuff. Just getting rid of some of my tabs here. Oh, not that one. That's the important one. So we're going to talk about Raw from tonight, September 28th, 2020. My goodness, where the hell did September go? October is literally right around the corner. Jeez Louise. So this is all fallout from Clash of Champions. And as we saw during the show, they're keeping some of these storylines going. And we got a few surprises too. That was actually nice. Unfortunately, some of these storylines are just they've been going on for a while now, some of these, And some of them that we're going to talk about have just been going on too long, and now to the point that it's getting a little, what's that word I always love to use from Trent? Wonky. A little wonky. See, now this is actually something I liked. It's something new to Raw. And I think it's actually going to help improve the women's division, believe it or not. Paul Nelson says Hawaii football is back October 24th. Hey, congrats, man. That's awesome. Bell's Boys in here. What is up? Of course, my chat isn't updating over here. There it is. All right, so let's talk about this. So Drew McIntyre comes out. He's got all the legends out there. Then Randy Orton. But hang on. So he starts addressing all the legends and thanking them for their help during the ambulance match. Now, was it me or did he completely ignore Christian? he addressed everyone except for him. It was a little weird, wasn't it? It was a little weird. Unless he said something and I missed it, but I was like, wait, you talked to Big Show, then you talked to Shawn Michaels, then you went back to Rick, you completely skipped Christian at the end. I don't know, whatever. It's not that big a deal. It was just, if you're going to thank them all individually, I don't know. Weird. By the way, I am sporting the new T&I shirt. You're probably wondering, why aren't you wearing your own stuff? I'll be getting some soon. Mark, what's up, man? So, and then, so then Randy Orton appears upon the Tron right before he looks like he's leaving. And he basically says that this isn't over. So we did a little guessing last night when we reviewed Clash of Champions. By the way, if you didn't catch that, you can go back in the video list from, right before this. Gary Rossetti. Look, here's another faithful supporter who doesn't watch what I'm reviewing, but that's okay. I'm not going to tell, like, if you're here to watch me review something and you didn't watch whatever said show is, I'm not going to be pissed and be like, well, then why the hell are you here? No, if you're here, you're here, and I appreciate you. So welcome, Gary. Not going to complain. What's up? So yeah, this is going into Hell in the Cell, and I don't know. I guess Randy has been better lately. Like because some people have called him boring over the years. Some people probably think he's still boring. I think he's actually been better the last couple years. I've been critical of him at times. But let's be honest, he's one of the last good legends they've got on the show. Next to guys like John Cena, who have gone now to Hollywood to do reality shows, adult cartoons, no words. No words. No words. Welcome, Critical. I love you guys. So we're gonna get round 3 of this leading into Hell in a Cell. And there's a few other matches I know I'd personally rather see in Hell in a Cell, and we'll talk about that more as we get closer to Hell in a Cell in a month. But I don't think Drew McIntyre has been in a Hell in a Cell. So if you're going to make this guy, like maybe there's some people out there that aren't completely sold on Drew McIntyre. You fought this guy, you beat this guy. Well, I still just don't know. Well, maybe if you see him in a Hell in a Cell match versus Randy Orton, win, lose, or whatever, I got to think that's going to make you a fan of Drew McIntyre. I do like Drew McIntyre. I'm glad he's in the position he's in. The guy deserves it. He's hardworking. You could say a bunch of things about him, but I digress. So yeah, that's obviously what they're building to. They haven't announced it yet, but we're not complete idiots here. Gary says, Drew was great in TNA. He had some epic matches. I'll be honest. That's a time period where I was real back and forth with TNA in Impact Wrestling. And I didn't watch it all the time, but I did watch some of the time when he was there. And yeah, I should go back and watch some of that sometime. But yeah, he was good. Preach, Gary. Bell's Boy says, I want to know when the Mysterio family Rollins storyline ever going to end. I'd rather drink spoiled milk than watch anything more than this damn storyline. ... Ugh. Yeah. Especially now that it's involving some kind of it's presumed it's romantic, but it's not completely thrown out there that it's romantic between Murphy and Aaliyah Mysterio. Oh God, it just, yeah. Someone do me a favor in the chat. So while I continue here, someone do me a favor, please. Can you look like, okay, we know Aaliyah's 19. Okay. So, okay, she's legal. Shut up. She's 19. She's still a teenager. Can someone please look up how old Murphy is? Okay. Now, this isn't a point where I'm going to shit on Murphy. Okay. He's a pawn in all this. He's booked to do whatever. I'm not going to shit on Murphy. Okay. Just if someone could please look that up, I greatly appreciate it. I'm curious. Okay. I'm curious. We get a rematch for Zelena Vega versus Asuka. Asuka wins. Decent match. At least 30. Mark say he's 32. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got so many comments about that, but I'm just nope. Nope, not gonna. I mean, is that an insane age difference? It's a matter of opinion. Most people, I think, would look at that and say, no, it's just wrong. I mean, when they book this kind of shit, it's, it starts going back to how old was Stephanie when she was doing her first stuff when she was a girl and they started putting her on TV with trips? How old was she? Was she in her 20s or was she a teenager? I don't know because I wasn't watching back then, but rant time. Oh no, he changed his profile pic. No, I'm not complaining. I think it's fucking hilarious. Now we can razz Trent a little bit hey, it's new profile pic for Zach Bonifer. I'm just messing with you. Rant time? No, not rant. No. Not gonna rant. Paul says she was 17. Dear Lord. Cue the Winger song. She's only 17. 17. Oh my God. Such a good song. Whoops, clicked on the wrong thing. Simon says the WWE is so unwatchable right now. It absolutely sucks. Impact is number one, hands down, best product. All right. Appreciate you being here, though. We're still going to talk about it. Trent, it's George. Oh, George Lopez. Yes. A young George. Daddy said she's too young, but she's old enough for me. 17. Aha, you know the tune, dude. Oh, this is just going to turn into the jacked up jukebox where we just sing a bunch of old shit from 30 years ago. Anybody half my age watching this, but what the fuck is he doing? It's just Mountain Dew Zero, folks. That's all it is. I swear to God. All right, we continue. Decent match between Zelena Vega and Asuka. Is it me or is I like Asuka. Asuka's genuinely probably the best woman wrestler on the roster right now. At least on Raw. It's all subjective. It's a matter of opinion. But lately, some of the stuff that she does, it seems like there's a lack of communication between her and the other girls, whoever she's wrestling. And sometimes, for example, that stuff that happened with Mickie James came off all weird, there was I don't remember what it was specifically. Something happened in this match, and maybe I'm just thinking of something else from last night. Something happened, and it looked like there was another huge miscommunication somewhere. Something came off looking wonky. I don't know. I mean, I love to see Zelena Vega as champ, but obviously that's just not meant to be right now. Asuka's a good champ to have there for now. But, they're going to have the draft soon, so who knows what's going to happen, Hopefully have some new fresh faces on both brands of Raw and SmackDown on the main roster. Oh, excuse me. NXT's the main roster too now, don't you know? Nah. No, it's not. Not really. But anyways, all right, so Andrade's out there then after Zelena Vega loses, and he's like, look. He's like, you think you're all that, a bag of chips. But look, you lose too. And just kind of letting her have it real quick, getting his 2 cents in. Kind of like, hey, you left us and said we were nothing. Well, guess what? You're losing too. So you're no better than we are, So then he throws out an open challenge, similar to Drew. Oh, I forgot that. Drew McIntyre at the top of the show throws out an open challenge. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. So it's like, oh, who's going to answer? And it's like, well, someone coming back, someone coming up from NXT. I don't know. Who is it? So Andrade throws a challenge out there. It's like, wow, we're going to have open challenges all night or what? Keith Lee comes out, answers his challenge, and puts on a pretty good match with Andrade. I would say it's absolutely one of the highlights of the night. Hey, at least he's on Raw. Okay, because there's been stuff out there that, they have no direction for him. And that was kind of obvious leading into the pay-per-view. He'd win, lose, but it never was really any point to it. But, part of me didn't want him in the championship match, because it's like, well, you get brought up to the main roster and you get thrown in that mix, then what else is there? If you're, it's like, let's tone it down a minute with him. Give him some decent rivalries, and then maybe we'll, scratch that surface again. We'll scratch that itch again, as far as putting him back in a championship spotlight role. But he has a good match here with Andrade. Garza got injured. I didn't hear any details or how injured he is. That's why the match ended weird. So we'll have to see what happens with Andrade, but he lost here to Keith Lee. So, hey, it is what it is. Oh, man. We get a segment here with R-Truth and Tozawa and Drew Gulak. And, wow. Number one, Drew Gulak came over from SmackDown. I don't know when that happened. And Tozawa did too, I guess. Now, maybe they've been on. Oh, yeah. Tozawa was on there last week. But they were on SmackDown like a few weeks ago, too. Was that some like pre-draft thing or something? I don't know. Anyways, let's not overthink that. So Tozawa's alive. Tozawa did not get devoured. So they're messing with each other. Drew Gulak wins it again. I didn't write down details. I just wrote down who was in this segment. But then R-Truth ends up with it again. So now he is the 41st time that he's been 24/7 champion. Jiminy Christmas. They got to start putting different plates on that belt like every single time he wins it back just to make it mean something. No, maybe not. So there you go. Tozawa is not devoured. Tozawa is very much alive, which means somewhere off camera in that other segment from last week or a week before or whenever that was, means he was running around on the beach naked off camera. That's just scary. Tozawa and his little ninja giblets just, scaring everybody. I don't know. Anyways. Seth is seriously messing with Murphy now. Murphy is still his disciple. I just don't get it. It's like, how many times are you going to let this guy just run over you, So Murphy's getting pulled in all different directions. Poor guy, man. It's like almost like a midlife crisis with that. How old is he again? 30 something. What did you say he is? 32. He's 32. My goodness. Midlife crisis, 32. Jerry Lawler's King's Court with the Mysterio family and Aaliyah. And yeah, just I'm not digging this, folks. I'm just not digging this. It's just it's one thing if the daughter was maybe a little older. I think that would make a huge difference here, but she's still a teenager. And now Dominic is trying to be the supportive, protective, supportive, older brother here. And, God. So Murphy ends up in a match later with Dominic. Actually beats Dominic. It's kind of funny. So good for Dominic. I mean, good for Murphy. Yeah, and I'm still not okay with Dominic just giving that much attention. But what are you going to do? Natalya and Lana come out, and they to get a lovely little surprise of the Raw debut of the tag team of Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Now, as much as you may not like this, I'm digging this. I've always liked Dana Brooke. She's always made the best out of whatever situation she was put in. Back to when she was basically the book holder of Apollo Crews and I can't think of Titus O'Neil. You know, she was running around with them a lot. And they weren't doing it. She wasn't even in matches then. And now she's got a new tag partner, fresh start on Raw with Mandy Rose. And together, I don't know. I'm liking it. It's it's easy. Number one, it's easy on the eyes. And number two, I think they can both help each other get better in the ring. Dana Brooke, from what I remember, is it certainly is not the worst that I've seen lately. Mandy Rose is decent. She maybe not be the best either, but we'll see what happens. It's a fresh start away from SmackDown and the drama from so what was her name? Sonya Deville. So she's gone. If she does come back, I'll be shocked. After what she went through, like in her real life, having somebody coming this close to killing you. I mean, that I don't know of too many people who would honestly stay in the business, you know, stay in the spotlight like that. That's scary. You know, it's crazy. Mr. Fratz, what is up? Missed Raw, chilling at my parents' place. How are you? We're okay, dude. We had a wild day. We were carpet cleaning. We went shopping, and we're still doing it, man. We're still going. We're still chugging away. Ark says, I don't hate this simply for the fact that they need tag teams across the board on the main roster, right? If you're going to have a ladies tag division, you got to make it strong, right? It's just formerly Charlotte's lackey. Oh, that was a while ago. I don't even remember that. That's really a while ago. Is that like right after Dana Brooke came in? I forget. Elijah Washington says, Jaybone, I didn't tell you this, but what if Seth is the Fiend of Raw? He changes, he caused the change because he changed Aleister Black, who is now got a new look and nice theme. Huh. I don't know. But yeah, that is good for Aleister Black. He did need some kind of fresh something. Ready for Impact? Yeah, I got to do some prepping for tomorrow, but yes, can't wait. Can't wait. Yes. Mrs. Jaybone is beautiful to Jaybone. Yes. All right. Where are we at here? So Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke pick up their first win as a tag team on Raw. Natalya, she's a legend in the making. You know, she is. Lana, on the other hand, I'm glad Natalya's with her. She's probably working with Natalya very closely. But Lana still needs work. She does. I'm not going to say she's a complete disgrace, but she still needs some work. But we'll see what happens, you know. ...24/7 championship match. The 41st 24/7. I can't say it with a straight face. I'm sorry. R-Truth versus Gulak and Tozawa. No gaggle of ninjas. I'm a little disappointed. I'm like looking for this gaggle of ninjas. We're trying to keep the gimmick going, and I'm not seeing it. So I don't know if I should still make the t-shirt or not. I got some ideas out there. I don't know. We'll have to see. R-Truth wins. It's just goofy because, Gulak and Tozawa are working together for a while, but then, when one goes to pin, then the other one interferes. It's, typical three-way, just with a little more comedy. I completely skipped over Kevin Owens and Aleister Black. I apologize. Kevin Owens wins, though, but Aleister Black has new music and a new entrance theme. His new stuff in the background looks like one of those like satanic death metal logos. Like the ones that there's so many zigs. Oh, excuse me. There's so many zigs and zags in the thing, and it's like, what the name of the band is from something else that you're reading, but then you look at the logo and you're like, that looks nothing like that. It looks like one of those. It's kind of funny. But whatever. He needed something fresh, but he still got the eye patch sort of gimmick, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to go back and watch this one again. I skipped over a little bit because I was trying to catch up because I was multitasking. But yeah, Kevin Owens wins. They still got this one going. They didn't have it on Clash of Champions because it's not a championship thing, but I don't know. We'll see how long this lasts, I guess. Maybe it's over now. I don't know. Actually, I don't think it's over because now, the finish was weird. Aleister Black goes back to hit Kevin Owens, takes out the ref. The ref disqualifies Aleister Black. Aleister Black. They zoom in on him. He's like, what the hell was that? The ref says something like, you struck me or something. You said, well, you were standing right behind me. What the hell? Ref better, guys. Ref better. Murphy versus Dominic. Murphy wins. No. Okay. Here we go. Another highlight for me personally. Okay. Now, like I've said, I like the Hurt Biz. But I was like, damn, how many weeks in a row are you going to, bend over Ricochet? No, it's it's not cool. Ricochet, Ali, and Cruz finally get a win. Can we get a round of applause in the chat here for the trio? Damn, it's like about freaking time. That made me happy. Because this is another rivalry that's been going on way too fucking long. Okay? Just way too long. Now, I thought I saw a picture someone shared online that Ali, maybe it was something I saw on the network. Ricochet and Ali were actually in a tag team together. I think. I got to double check this. Maybe it was Main Event or something. And it's like, okay, well, if you're going to keep these guys together and make them a viable tag team in the tag team division, that's fine. But just get them the hell away from the Hurt Biz. That's been going on too long. It's like ridiculous now. But this was great though. Ali got the win for his team for Cruz and Ricochet. So that made me really happy because I was like, okay. And I've said this before. It's like, look, I'm happy that Ali, Ricochet, and Cruz. I mean, Cruz was the former champ, so he's been on TV a lot. But Ricochet and Ali is back and forth a lot. And we got one. We got one. Come on, folks. I'm kidding. They just like, God, give them anything besides this, you know. But they got a win, so I'm gonna take it. It's a win in the win column. So that made me very happy for this one. Now, Retribution gets teased during this, and I read something. I read something. Hey, we got another one. Thank you, Elijah. I think Mustafa Ali is turning heel to join the Hurt Business next. No! Why would you say? Shut up! Get out of here! No, I'm kidding. No. That's funny you say that because I was actually thinking Ricochet was going to do that next to, because he's so close to Cruz, in all this, that Ricochet was going to be the next one. But Ali, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I just want this rivalry to end. But if it keeps the Hurt Business growing in a sense, maybe it'll work. I don't know. I mean, I like the Hurt Biz. I do like, veterans like Benjamin and Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and Lashley together. That, I really like that. I do. I respect that MVP is helping this guy. Well, he's helping a lot of them. I mean, he's a mouthpiece for almost this entire feud, He really is. Right. All 5 members of Retribution reportedly have to quarantine due to COVID concerns. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the news that came out. But did you notice what they did on Raw? So, like I said, they did the little light flash flicker thing during this match, and then the Retribution logo came across the back and the screens. They all went black, and the logo came up and flashed across a few of them. And there was one other part. I don't know if it was like after this or before this. I forget. But somewhere in like the second part of Raw, they showed a promo that showed highlights from past promos, and they just, spliced it all together for a little highlight reel of what Retribution's been talking about and or doing. And that's good. That's smart. Because if they're not going to be around for 2 weeks, then they've got to keep the storyline alive somehow. Because if they just completely left it alone and didn't do anything, that'd be horrible writing. This is at least showing consistency. Okay? So that's a plus. As much as we crap on them, this is a big positive, especially for this new why is he laughing? This new group of Retribution. I'm laughing because I'm just thinking about some of the goofy things that people are saying online. Like, it's just crazy. So now on to the main event. Well, earlier I want to just touch on this real quick. Ziggler approaches Adam Pearce about the open challenge from Drew McIntyre. And Adam at first is like, nah, Ziggler, you've had your chance before. And Ziggler's like, no, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about someone else. Come on, let's talk. So as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, finally, Robert Roode has come back to the Thunderdome. I was going to say Raw Zone, but that just sounds stupid. At least Thunderdome is that like semi-cool. We don't need another hero. I don't know. Sorry. So from that segment onto now, Drew's out there talking about his open challenge. Ziggler comes down and he's like, oh no, it's not for me. It's for this guy. No, Manny Bones. Just settle down. I'm not talking about you. Here, fix. All right. So he introduces Robert Roode, the returning from a very long quarantine, Robert Roode. I popped. I was very excited. Did I think he was going to win? No. But I know Robert Roode, being the former multi-time champ that he is, the veteran that he is, he was going to have a hell of a match with Drew. And he did. He did. There was a couple times that I was like, ooh, that was close, So, are they going to keep Ziggler and Robert Roode a pair? That's the big question here. We know what Drew McIntyre's already doing. Drew McIntyre won. Well, let's talk about the end of the show for a second. So they show what looks to be it's a single gaggle of ninjas. No, it's Retribution. No, it's scumbag Randy Orton. Scumbag Randy Orton. In disguise, if you will. And he goes down to the Legends Lounge with a chair and night goggles. Not sure where he got the night goggles from. Thought first it was just regular goggles and he was going to start throwing water balloons at everyone. I don't know. I don't know how these things pop in my head. It's what happens, folks. It's what happens. So he turns out the lights, destroys the room, turns the light back on, and everybody's just laid out all over the place, looked like a really bad college frat party from hell. The best is Shawn Michaels like laying across several pieces of furniture turned over. That's Randy Orton then puts his hood back on, his mask, whatever. And this was kind of funny. Gets to the end of the hallway. Management and security and everybody, how they knew this happened, I don't know. They were watching the monitors, dumbass. Oh, okay. So how did they know this happened? Did they hear the commotion and came running? So Randy Orton, back turned towards everybody running towards him, ducks his head down, points down the hallway, and everybody, it was like a bad cartoon. Everybody turns, boom, heads down the hallway. Oh my God, what a riot. And then Randy goes off, and that's the end of the show. So, Hell in a Cell. You know what's happening. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre in a month to avenge him slaughtering the legends. All right, back to Ziggler and Bobby Roode. Now, I would love to see this feud between the two of them, two veterans like Ziggler and Roode. You know what? Let me ask you guys. What would you rather see? Would you rather see Ziggler and Roode stay together as a tag team? Or would you rather see them break up and feud against each other and or other people? Let me know. Randy Orton versus Killer Kross will be badass. Someday. Kross has to get better first. Orton took notes from Kross. Interesting. Paul says, I loved the ending tonight. All right. Roode in the world champion scene, Jaybone. I'd like to see that too. I don't think anybody else on top of the heap in WWE would see that, but the real fans know where the talent lies on the roster, right? Ziggler versus Roode. Okay. Critical Sting says, I have negative interest in anything Ziggler does. All right. Singles run. All right. Excuse me. I think Roode and Ziggler is a good pairing. Reminds me of a young Ric Flair with Mr. Perfect. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Huh. All right. Oh, my goodness. In general, tag teams are lacking. I'm not, goodnessing that. Roode needs a real opportunity, though. Truth. Randy Orton can be the leader of Retribution. Lights go out. Oh, that's what I was, oh my goodnessing. Retribution does need a mouthpiece, though. Don't they? Don't they need some kind of, they need someone. They need something, right? Maybe that'll happen after the draft. Because I feel like alone, they're going to drown. You know? Like it's just going to be a subpar mid-card massacre with Retribution. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone of significance with them would absolutely help. I don't know if Randy's the person because he's led a few before and been in a few before. I don't know. Roode versus R-Truth. Not for the 24/7 championship, though. Like something legit. Please. Mouthpiece, is Kalon available? Don't give that guy any bigger of a head than he already has. Retribution needs a lot of things. Not going to say you're wrong. But look, it's still very new. So let's give it time to, let's give it some time. I'm trying to stay semi-positive about it and not jump on the bandwagon of all the haters out there because it's so easy to, isn't it? It's so easy to. It's It's like a cancer. The toxicity just grows. Roode versus Orton. Mike versus Mike. Oof. Roode in Underground. No, stop that. No. Only if you bring back the dancers. I'm kidding. All right. So that was Raw. Raw was okay. Some continuation, some fallout from Gold Rush, Clash of Champions. I can't wait to hear all the people tomorrow say, oh my God, Raw was so much better without Retribution. Really? Roode versus Yabba Dabba Tune. Oh, you are horrible. No, I don't. The only reason why I liked Ziggler in that atmosphere is because he was using buried, legit grappling skills. And by buried, I don't mean the typical wrestling term buried. I mean buried as in legit grappling skills that he has not used in a long time on television. Okay, that's what I mean by buried. So, all right, let's talk a few topics. We went under an hour on this. That's kind of nice. Read something earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Just give me a minute here. Oh, and there was no, you know what? Okay, so I'm on ringsidenews.com. I was going to look for something, but there was no Raw Underground this week. Did you notice that? No Shane O'Mac. Blame was placed on the company being short on available names. There was a COVID outbreak in NXT and many people were affected. A lot of people who stand around the Raw Underground ring are from the Performance Center. As a result, WWE having those problems segment was deemed unnecessary. Well, there you go. Hopefully, Babatunde is not sick, because he is one guy I would love to see them actually do something. Like they need some new giants. You know, you need to phase out the Big Show and bring in someone new and legit. You know, so all right. Oh, look at that! I got rid of the damn tab. That wasn't very smart. All right, let's see here. No, not that. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. AEW logo appears on Raw and Thunderdome. Oh, come on. It's just it's goofy. Here we go. All right, so this is what I was looking for. Okay, so this is courtesy of ringsidenews.com. And I saw some people talking about this earlier in the chat, so which is why I'm bringing it up again now. Cowboy James Storm says WWE canceled signing James Storm due to the pandemic. Cowboy James Storm ventured to NXT for a brief 2-match stint years ago, but then decided to go back to Impact Wrestling at the time. The story is that the entrance music AJ Styles uses today was meant for Storm. Oh, that is interesting. I never knew that. WWE almost brought Storm in after WrestleMania 36, but they nixed the idea due to the COVID-19 pandemic. While speaking to Pro Wrestling Sheet, James Storm revealed that he received an email from Senior Director of Talent Development for WWE, Seaman? What, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Saying that they were interested in meeting him and Raw was his possible destination. Wow. Now, this is a quote. It says, I get home and I see an email from Canyon saying they were interested. Paul Heyman wants me to reach out and bring you to Raw. I was like, wait, I think Bobby is going to Raw. This could be interesting, you know. Oh, okay. I think I know what Paul was talking about. You were talking about AMW. James Storm was working for NWA, but Billy Corgan told him that they would let him out of his deal early. They wanted to help him get to WWE, and they were happy to help. Well, that's interesting. I told them I would work the weekend of WrestleMania shows with Eli Drake to drop the NWA belts to whoever they wanted us to drop it to, just go out on good terms, good business, you know. Then that show got canceled for the NWA, and then it kept snowballing. Storm wanted to make sure that he would pass WWE's physical, so he paid for his own to be done every month in preparation for it. He said that they agreed on all terms. It was signed. He was then told all things needed to be put on hold because of the pandemic. James Storm didn't seem to let it get him down. He kept rolling on. You just take it and keep rolling. It's not their fault. It's just how everything is right now. Yeah, well, guess what? Vince McMahon is still a multi-billionaire. So they still could have. James Storm is still in great shape, and you can never say never in pro wrestling. Perhaps WWE will give Cowboy a call down the road when the situation is right once again. Well, I know what most of the people in my audience currently would say. Where do we want James to go? Back home, right? Back home to the Impact Zone. Jaybone, you ever consider doing movie reactions and reviews, including 80s and 90s? Not really. I do like some current stuff once in a while. Look, I'm actually, I watched a couple documentaries over the weekend, and I'm thinking about talking about them one of these days. So keep an eye out for that. Imagine if Storm told NWA that he wanted to go back to Impact. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Could you imagine the reaction on Corgan's face? All right. Just had to take care of something real quick. Um, yeah, I mean, look, and don't be pissed that he wanted to go to the WWE. That's, and I've said that multiple times. You know, if it's someone's goal to go there, you can't knock that. You know, it's many of people's dream to go to the WWE someday. Um, it's is it possible that now that all this stuff has come out that Impact Wrestling might call him up and say, "Look, we're sorry things didn't work out for you going there. Would you consider coming back?" I don't know if they want him back. I think fans want him to come back. Would I have loved to seen him do something with Roode, on the main roster? Storms and Roode, dude. Would it be beer money? No. It would probably be some horribly made up name. Like alcohol and cash or something. No. I don't know. Cash and coins and, oh my Lord, look, it's coins and cash. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, you can only hope, right? But Storm is too damn good to not be on TV somewhere, So does that mean he goes back to the NWA because they never said nothing official about the NWA tag belts, I don't know. Are we ever going to see EC3 in the ring? Yes. Absolutely. Go check his social media. I saw that he's doing a virtual meet and greet. And you gotta whoever is hosting it, I think it's Black Label Pro. And I don't know when this is. Maybe it was for this last weekend. I forget. You gotta check. But he's doing one of their shows, and they had special posters that you could buy. You could do action, like autographed action figures, 8x10s, like all this stuff available that for the virtual meet and greet. The poster was badass though. It was like an 11x17. It looked like it was like a chalk version of a different promo that he did recently or something. It's really cool drawing, really cool. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, it's one of those Impact Wrestling slow burns. I think do people would people have liked to seen him in the ring by now? Yeah, but Bound for Glory, man, just it'll happen. Seltzer and pocket change, yeah. What the seltzer? Seltzer? Oh God. Seltzer. Like White Claws? That kind of seltzer? Here we go. Claws and cash. Oh, it's just getting stupid now. RVD. Yeah, it was made it actually it finally hit the dirt sheets that RVD and Katie Forbes are done with Impact Wrestling. I liked him there, but especially like recently. Um, oh, Dave Seltzer? Oh, dear God. Oh, that's interesting. James Storm, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton. Evolution 3.0. Interesting. Well, some AEW fans really want RVD after he called the company All Petite Wrestling. Oh, dear God. Petite. That's horrible. Gary says RVD is slowing down anyways, and he's going to take a lot of money to sign. Yeah, well, I mean, he's looking towards retirement, so he's got to. he's got to. He's got to rack it up now while he can, you know. Just looking at the chat here. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Goldilocks. Hello. Gold alert. With 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Goldie. If that really is you, Goldie. I don't get too many special appearances in my chat. Something tells me it's not. Something tells me it's not. Anyways. All right, what else is going on? So yeah, that was interesting news about about James Storm. Miro says his AEW in-ring debut didn't go the way he wanted. Well, no shit, man. All right, for those of you who missed it, I did not do anything. You guys are horrible. I did not do an AEW review on Wednesday. I was not up for it physically. I was, we'll just say I was under the weather that day. So I skipped it, but yeah, that was not a good debut for Miro. That was probably, I mean, shit. He almost killed Joey, for crying out loud. Or was it someone? Or was it? I think it was Joey. Just, it was horrible. And then he hurt himself which I guess he's fine, but I guess he tweaked his knee, so I don't know if he is actually hurt or what. But I don't know. Just weird. So yeah, I mean, you know, number one, they have him debut with Kip Sabian in a wedding storyline of all things. It's like, did you bring the guy here to die? It's like, damn. So he's stuck with this guy. Look, I like Kip Sabian. I like Penelope Ford. And I don't know where this whole wedding thing is going. But for crying out loud, I think Miro deserves something a little better. I don't know what to say. He deserves a hell of a lot more than getting stuck with something like that. God. It's unbelievable. Miro wants to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling, I hear. Yeah, he hasn't said anything specific. He's talked about it real vaguely, as in, do I want to go there? I do not know. Stuff like that. Well, Seidel had, yeah, he biffed in the Battle Royal, but he's I don't think AEW is going to do much with him because I don't think he's signed. He's still showing up in places like Ring of Honor and stuff like that. So I think he's just trying to get his name in as many different places as possible right now. Who knows? You might even see him show up in Impact. I would not be surprised in the least if Seidel goes back to Impact. Miro should faced with Hobbs or a promo something. Yeah. Hobbs is absolutely a work in progress. Looks like a great athlete. I've seen some of his stuff. He's certainly a powerful guy, We'll have to see what they do with him. Why even have him in a tag team? Exactly. I don't get it. He got dressed with his eye closed when he showed up. Yeah, you'd have to go to the video of him actually talking about that on his channel. Apparently, because he is such a big guy, he has to have people go to certain shops and buy him stuff special, he's like, there's nothing his size anywhere around where he lives in Hollywood or LA or whatever. It's all, you got to be 120 pounds and, toothpick. He's like, you can't find anything XL or 2XL and anything anywhere. It's like, damn. So he had to find some, he sent someone out to someplace, some other state or wherever, and get him some really expensive stuff that would actually fit him, like Gucci or some, I don't know, whatever. I'm not a fashion dude. So yeah, that's the story behind that. God. Ever heard of Big and Tall? No, I'm kidding. So yeah, that's why he looked like a complete goof at his debut. Dear It's not that hard. I mean, I don't know what I would have preferred him to do, but damn. Anything but that. I'm shocked AEW did that with Amiro. I can't lie. Yeah, man. It's just. Is Bill busy tonight? I don't know. I don't know what Bill does on Mondays. I do not know. Oh, you're probably saying that because he's not in here. I don't know. He does come in here once in a while. He's a good supporter of stuff of Smash This podcast. Jiminy Christmas. Did you see the Ring of Honor tournament? Jaybone, Jay Lethal versus Dalton Castle was good. Jonathan Gresham will be good in the X division. Well, I don't think he's leaving anytime soon. Yeah, I've got a couple Ring of Honor episodes recorded. I just have to watch them. I'm very curious. I've heard they really changed up stuff, so I'm really curious to see what it looks like. And I do have some people in a company that I still like to watch. It hasn't been a favorite of mine for a while, since several years ago. But because I went to Ring of Honor show like 2012, 2013, something like that when they came to town. Oh, and when you're on Facebook and they get that thing of, okay, things that happened this date years ago. I missed it, but it was like on the 26th or like yesterday or something like that, 10 years ago. I met Daniel Brian Danielson. I don't think I've got the picture handy. It's a really horrible picture. A quick look, but I don't think I have it ready. I met him at a Dragon Gate show. You have memories. Here we go. Is it on here? Ah, here it is. Here we go. Well, it was today. No, it wasn't. It was the 26th. This is the picture, though. Here we go. Horrible picture. Let me share this with you guys. I've actually found it. I was hoping I'd find it. Here we go. September 26, 2010. Me and Brian Danielson, best in the world. Little did I know I was standing next to a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I must have changed the description in this. This was one of the last independent dates with Dragon Gate USA before going back to the WWE. His match with Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, was epic. Now Ambrose is in FCW. Yeah, I must have changed the description of this like a couple years after. But yeah, there's me, and there he is. I should have turned or something, but I mean, we had horrible phones back then. But yeah, that's me and Brian Danielson from 10 years ago. So yeah. Thought of that the other day. I wanted to share it with you guys. Completely forgot. So there you go. Jaybone's the leader of Retribution. What? No. Please no. Thank you, Swag Fan. Thank you, Bell's Boy. Gary. Moose seems to find clothes for himself to wear. No shit, right? That's the case. And where in the world does Brian Cage find clothes? Some people just don't know how to shop, apparently. You know? Ring of Honor was getting stale to me, especially after the Elite left. Well, they lost like what, half their roster. I mean, they really took a bullet with that. Pardon the pun. You know, Bullet Club. Code breakers. RVD and Kate are gone from Impact Wrestling. We just talked about that. But thank you. We just talked about that. But yeah. But I can continue that conversation for a couple more seconds. Do you picture him? I mean, okay. So he did say in an interview, I don't remember reading it, but I did see a headline, something saying that RVD's working on some projects with the WWE. Do you think maybe it's ECW stuff related? I'd have to think it is. You know, possibly looking at Hall of Fame for next year. Possibly. Maybe they want him to be a coach when things get back to normal. Because, you know, just things in Florida are just completely out of control with all this COVID shit going on. I don't know. I can't picture him doing anything else, but you never know. The Rock on Impact in that way, Uncle. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, so we talked about this last night. About The Rock inducting Shamrock into the Impact Wrestling TNA Hall of Fame. And they're actually going to be using some of the old classic WWF footage during this induction. Because that, in all truth and reality, is some of Ken Shamrock's best pro wrestling content. He really didn't do that much in TNA/Impact Wrestling. I mean, his last run was okay. He did some stuff that made people pop, you know, shocked some people with some of his moves. But where he really shined was in the WWF, you know. And I don't know why he didn't stick around in Impact or TNA back in the day long. He was their first champ, and within a few weeks, he was gone, you know. But nonetheless, you know, The Rock responded in kind and said, yes, I'll get you that video as soon as possible by this weekend. So, yeah, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is going to appear on Impact Wrestling programming that weekend. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if they're going to show it during Bound for Glory or if it's going to be a preliminary thing that weekend. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I can't wait to see it. It certainly has made some news over the course of the weekend. Very excited for that. It's going to be the first time Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, is going to be on the programming. So, Jaybone, maybe Vince told RVD that he needs a good lap dance. Hey-oh! Hey! Dear Lord. That woman would kill Vince with that bodacious booty. Would absolutely destroy him. Always thought Austin would come to Impact before The Rock because of Carter's, but okay. Interesting. Austin as in Steve Austin? Yeah, I never heard anybody say that before, but all right. Tony Khan was on Brandy Rhodes' cooking show, A Shot of Brandy. Yeah, I saw that show up in my feed. I don't watch it. I haven't really seen anything that was like. I mean, I watch cooking stuff once in a while because I am looking for different ideas here and there to cook for my family, but I don't know if I'm going to take any ideas from Brandy Rhodes. Vince ain't ready for Katie and Jennifer. Oh, that's right. It's a package deal, right? You don't just get Katie in all her glory. You get Jennifer, too. Katie Forbes, NXT Women's Champion confirmed. Dear God. Night, Paul. Me too. Millard Harris, what is up? Oh, I read you were in here earlier. Never mind. But hello. Because Dixie Carter's husband did a show with Stone Cold, if I remember correct, and also Shark Boy Shell. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, he's Stone Cold's when he left and he was pretty banged up, but you know, I mean, honestly, the smartest one out of any of them was The Rock. Minus the time he came back and like busted his spleen, you know. But maybe Vince actually is ready for Katie and Jennifer. Critical. After all, Vinnie Mac is the genetic jackhammer. Dear Lord. Oh, God. Crazy. All right. Let's see. Anything else in here? Not seeing anything there. Let's quick check over here, see if there's any last minute stuff. If anybody wants to drop jackhammers get rusty, dear Lord. Night, Bills boy. Let's see. If anybody wants to ask any last minute things, otherwise we're gonna get out of here in a minute. Vince is saving himself for Trish Stratus 2.0. God. You really want to see him like die with a smile on his face, right? This is from just 12 hours ago, Rob Van Dam. Comments on Impact Wrestling's status has no current obligations to the company. Once a month, I might have to 2-day trip of taping. Sometimes it's longer. I don't really have time to be burnt out anymore. I can't really complain about being on the road, so I'm there for the moment. I don't know how long the moment will last, but you're right. Being in the moment, it's more fun than it has been. What? Deep thoughts with RVD. Okay, according to the report, their departure is just a result of their current storyline ending, and the door is open for both to return in the future. So, nothing horribly negative, nothing to overthink. It was just time. He's been in the company again for a couple years now. And I think it was on a I don't know if it was like a long-term contract. It probably was a short-term deal where it was just and the page isn't even loading. Well, I guess we just discontinue looking at that then. All right, jumping back in the chat here. What about grapefruits? What? Gary Rossetti says, Jaybone, are you doing a Victory Road prediction show once the card is announced? Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. In fact, I don't know if Mark is still in here, but I talked it over with Mark, who's been on TNI with us before too. I'm going to do a review with him for that special on here. So yeah, and I know I don't do a lot of formal Impact. I talk Impact Wrestling news, but I don't do a lot of Impact specials. There hasn't been a lot of specials and stuff, But that's one thing I was doing on here for a while before all the COVID shit. I was doing some of the more unique shows on here and, saving them for here as to not do everything Impact on TNI. So I think it's time to bring that back and, to bring back some Impact Wrestling content because I still want to put that on here and it's certainly gets views on here. It's one of my most watched things when I do the Impact Wrestling content. So yes, I will be doing Victory Road content within the next month. Hopefully with the money they'll be saving with RVD can afford Ethan and Sammy's contracts. I was going to say just throw some more money at someone like Deonna Purrazzo and have her put pen to paper, get that done. I mean, they just gave Ethan a raise, so I don't know about that. I don't know what Sammy's one of the more well-paid guys in the company from what I've heard. Only good moment for RVD in Impact Wrestling was his time in the treehouse. That was fun, hey? That was one thing that the fans did clamor for, and they were given. Absolutely. Got a feeling a returning knockout will come to replace Katie. Ooh, do tell. Do tell. RVD will be good in AEW. RVD versus Darby Allin. RVD versus Cody. RVD versus Omega. Wow. Never even considered that. RVD joins Taz's stable. Not sure about that one, but the rest of it, okay. I don't know. Like to see them keep Taya too. I would too. I mean, there was a lot of look. I mean, let's be honest. There was a lot of people that came in around that same time that are not there anymore. They all came in because of the whole Lucha Underground thing going on, which was a great influx of talent. You know, we had Pentagon, Phoenix, Brian Cage, Johnny Mundo, Killer Cross, all those guys. I mean, the roster was popping a couple years ago, big time. You know, Callahan too. So many from there, and but now, you know, Taya's been around a while and they've kept it creative and they've kept it interesting. I think the tag team division thing will help with the creativity thing, like keeping it fresh. But, you know, you got to keep bringing in some new faces to keep it interesting. So you keep those feuds fresh. But she's absolutely one of the best on the roster. I mean, and I've said this before, and it's worth repeating again. If you have not seen her stuff from like 5 years ago in Lucha Underground, please do yourself a favor and go look at season. I keep wanting to say season 1. It's not season 1. Season 2 starts out just batshit crazy with her and Mundo, aka Johnny Impact. Please go watch some of her stuff. It's so good. It's where I became a fan of her, and honestly, so many others as well. You know. Do you think Marty the Moth will show up anywhere? You know, I hear he's healthy again and traveling. I haven't watched any content from him recently. I know he's got the video game and vlog that where he does other stuff. I know he still, at least I think he still sells like supplements or whatever. I haven't heard. He's been pretty low key. I haven't heard about him showing up anywhere. You know, he was doing the AAA thing for a while a few years ago. Then he got hurt, I guess. So I don't know. He was another favorite of mine from Lucha Underground. I would love to see him show. I've been wanting him in Impact Wrestling for a long time. I thought with all the trips out to Vegas in that direction, he was sure to, you know, pick him up sometime, but I guess he was banged up at some point during that time too. So I don't know. We can only hope that, I mean, honestly, at this point, anywhere, because he's that good. Great. I mean, he's a bigger guy. So, like, talent wise, I compared him to like a Willie Mack, you know, bigger guy, very athletic, great charisma, though, you know, he could do the wacky, you know, crazy, whatever. Heather Monroe, I've seen her pop up all over the place recently. She was on think she was doing AEW, NWA stuff. She did some Impact stuff, like right before Wrestle House, I think. Right before everything went to shit. All right, last one. Do you think Impact Wrestling should go all out with Kylie Ray since her character would be good in the kid market? Maybe give her a show segment like Firefly Playhouse. That's a tough one. Just because Impact has prided themselves in making slightly edgier content. Um, anything kiddie like that is, I don't know. I mean, she's still very new to the company, and I know she's going to be getting that championship shot soon with Deanna Purrazzo. You got to think Bound for Glory, right? Although I'd like to see her do something at Victory Road too. I mean, maybe they'll do something at Victory Road and then get the rubber match at Bound for Glory. I don't know. We got a little time to build Victory Road or whatever. I think Susie Q is going to get involved somehow. But Susie's had a couple wins too, so I don't know. You got to be really careful with all the like stuff, like anything out of the norm, like the Undead Realm type stuff, anything like that. You got to be careful with. You can only stick like certain people in there where it makes sense. Kylie, if you start to like make something big and outlandish out of her character, I don't know. I wouldn't do something too out of the realm with it just because, I mean, she's the real deal. Like what you see is what you get from her. It's not, okay, smile big. No, that's her, So I don't know. For now, I'd say no, but I mean, Impact is great at building characters. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, if you keep her with Susie, I think something could maybe come out of that, but I don't know. So, all right, we're going to end this one before we go too long. It's been a long day. And I got a lot to prep for tomorrow because it's T&I Tuesday. T&I Tuesday, folks. So, can't wait. Where we do, for those of you who are new to that, what's T&I Tuesday? Well, it's total nonstop Impact, folks. That other little channel I work with. That's growing very well. And it's all Impact all the time. We do watch-alongs exclusive to Twitch where you see us over here on the side of the screen, and you can also watch the Impact Wrestling on this part of the screen. So you see us live reacting to what you're seeing live with Impact Wrestling. We have a lot of fun with it. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a guest on with us. And it's Eric. So he'll be joining us on the watch along. And then we do the review right afterwards. So, can't wait for that. Someone asked earlier if there's any guests for tomorrow night. Not on the review, just on the watch along as far as I know. So yeah, so we're on the road to Victory Road, which is going to be an Impact Plus special that I will be doing some content for right here on Smash This podcast. So as we get out of here, folks, whether you're watching on YouTube or the Twitch, thank you very much. If you're watching on Twitch and you're not following yet, please consider following and come back for more content when you can to help support building the brand. All the socials are down below. YouTube, the Smash This Podcast is on Facebook, the Twitter, and Instagram. Me personally, I'm on Twitter right here, Jaybone 5150. That's Jaybone 5150. We will see all you tomorrow night for the watch along on the TNI Twitch. Good night, folks. Take care.